Beautiful morning today, and today the the thing I would like to share and reflect upon with all of you is uh, the feeling we have, the real feeling, the real humanistic, natural, life-giving, life-living feeling we have for the basic facts. How do we look at the basic facts? Again, we revisit the basic facts. Always we come back to basic facts. At least I do. And how do we look? With what feeling do we look at the basic facts? It's a beautiful morning now. The earth has turned, as they say, and there's this beautiful sky, the clouds with light in it, beautiful blue, just too beautiful. And this goes on to the evening, and then the night comes, and it's filled with stars. This is how earlier people looked at. So, what significance? What humanistic significance does this feeling have? Just this, I think. Just this feeling that there are stars out there. The whole idea is not to make a pretentious add-on, yet not reduce it. I think that's the balancing act. Neither so-called, scientific materialism or supernatural something. There's nothing supernatural about it. And this is one basic fact: the universal and the existence of it, and the very deep, very very deep concept of a thing, being, a being. I don't know whether even I have understood fully, but I have a glimpse of it. The being cannot contradict its being, and there cannot be nothing. Being and nothingness, there is no nothing. There cannot be a nothing. Simple. It seems so silly, but everything depends upon this kind of a realization that this is important. This being and existence. Existence exists. The meaning of that, what is or existence is final. Existence is enough, they say. Some of my friends say existence is enough. And that's a fact. That's a basic fact. Again, the best way to understand these facts humanistically is to be light about it. Light doesn't mean you reduce its importance. Light doesn't mean you reduce its feeling. Light means you don't add on again. So there is this universe. This is this huge existence. Wonder existence. Billions of galaxies, and each galaxy billions of stars. We can grasp it. The whole, you read 100 pages of New Guide to Science, you'll get exactly how we found out. That is power of reason. The third basic fact is we come to us, you and me. See, explaining consciousness by physical laws is so stupid. Again, we come to the lightheartedness of the basic fact. I'm speaking. I'm closing. I can imagine something. I can imagine my brother is in Vizag. Yeah. I can imagine a sea. I saw that the other. I can. These are the faculties we do have. Now, to deny that and then to prove that with an explanation on the brain level, I mean, it makes no sense logically. Again, we start with the datum of basic facts. Basic facts means it's ostensive. There is no reason for the connection between the brain and the mind, I feel. Because what reason will you find? Even if you know everything about the brain, one day on the atomic level also, you still will have your emotions, you will have your reason. What does reason do? What does it do really? What is understanding? What is studying? We know that. We study something and we understand. We grasp a concept. That's all. Why make again? Again, we come back to looking at the world in a light-hearted way with no add-ons. There is studying, and this is the basic fact. And we came from what? Of course, we came from evolution. Then how come people say, but it's too much of a wonder? It is. It is a wonder that doesn't, it is not there. That is where the problem comes. To explain a wonder with some supernatural thing, again adding on. Why not just accept it? It is not difficult to accept it. It is very natural. Maybe the naturalism is the way, light-hearted naturalism is the way, maybe. Beingness, light-heartedness, naturalism is the way. Because you can't question a basic thing. Nobody can. The common man will laugh at an intellectual if he starts questioning his own consciousness. Which is why I believe that you have to You have to go through a certain stage of going a bit crazy. Each to his own way, in his own way. If you pursue these questions also, that's a plus of frightened of these questions. These questions are very scary. But with 2025 knowledge, we can understand it. Like I'm having this cough now. It's connected to my body. It's connected to my mind. Why not just accept my being as my being? And then we have to accept that I was not there at all. That I was seeded. I came into existence with a certain potential to become a human being. I became a human being in my mother's womb. I came out screaming and I came out whole me. In another 10 or 20 years, hopefully, I'll live. And then I'll perish. My awareness will go away. I will simply die. This is also not a very difficult thing if you don't add on. So the whole thing that we all have understood, I believe, that is why we care a damn. All of us care a damn somewhere. Maybe sometimes I think even so much of bad also happens because we don't care. We become there is a nihilist in all of us. There is a spiritualist in all of us. If you just keep the lightheartedness alive, that is why I like Osho so much. I don't know everything about Osho, but one aspect of Osho, which is his, it's all a game. Name it. He says questions get dissolved. He says there is only existence. There is no God. Maybe even he adds on. If you remove those add-ons and don't get confused by his humor and all that, what he is saying is just that existence exists. So again, we have the basic. All this comfort in this, all this is my belief is the comfort to be able to be like that cannot come unless you read history, unless you read science. That's why I'm a big fan of study. Apart from its practical uses also. So you should study. And studying is not some imposed thing. Study is very natural. In fact, I would say, how can you not ask? That is the beautiful thing. I'm just a drop. I can live for 100 years and go on asking questions. I can live for 1,000 years and go on asking questions. This I learned from Sadhguru. 10,000 years, so much we can ask. It's all about being and feeling for a while and vanishing. Is it so difficult to accept that? Whether you like it or not, you have to accept it. So maybe you have to suffer our conditioning. Suffer, 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 suffer. Suffer, 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 suffer. My finally one day say, to hell with it. That's when you so-called lose your attachment, to your conditioning. That there should be something, there has to be some great. It's very easy to say, to give advice, but each person has to go. It'd be easy, I believe, if you study, have an acquaintance with all the people who have read, especially literature, even non-fiction as literature. Reading, wide reading gives you this wonderful feeling of existence. So it's your choice. And people say, no, I don't want to read. Don't read, it's okay. But it's not some, again, don't bring in that holy thing. You must read. In fact, half the reason why people don't read is because you bring in that holy thing, especially in schools. If you don't read, what will happen to you, all that. They put in fear, they all confuse you. Not like that, not at all like that. The whole feeling of life expressed, the whole feeling of life is expressed through just simple seeing, reading, feeling, relating, bonding, so many things we can do. Even physical body, exercising, and there are a million things to do. But we tend to do those things which we know, which we have done for a long time. And that is a river. That is a river which keeps on moving, moving, and reaching the ocean, again evaporating, again reaching the ocean. So I think this whole thing is the analogy of river going to ocean is not correct. You are in the ocean, you're evaporating, becoming a river. And what other analogy? You're the oceanic. You are the being. You enjoy your existence for a while, born out of nothing, exploring everything for the fun of it. There, the science and spirituality and everything which anybody has talked about meets. Sorry, I've got a lot of cough. This cough also. Enjoy it. It's a cough. That's what they say. No, enjoy everything except what is. Chiri Kishmurti says that. Enjoy classical music. Enjoy classical dance. You dance. You just sit and observe. You enjoy your existence. Whatever circumstances you might find yourself in, or make it better. There are no rules. So when you know all the rules, all the things which people have talked about, you just go on and on and on and on. And this is best reflected in one of my friends who is an artist, Michael Newberry. Actually, I can give many examples. So today I'll give an example of Michael Newberry. He's been painting non-stop for 50 years, exploring whatever he loves. One. I believe that's the way we all should live. Just non-stop exploring, enjoying. Again, should doesn't mean, oh, the imposition. That's the problem, no? When we give some role models or when we ekla each to himself. So when you bring all the factors and concepts and everything on the table, you know, then it's a menu, or it all becomes a sum. It's very important, I believe. Wisdom, knowledge, healing, passion, enjoyment, suffering, everything is one melting pot. You are a melting pot. You live for a while and go, what is so wrong about it? It is wrong. It's horrible to think like that if you're conditioned. But if you suffer enough and finally say, okay, Baba, I'll die. Okay, okay, this is the word I'm talking now personally. Maybe you don't have that problem. I think people don't have. I think I'm very weak. I sometimes think I'm the worst. Normally we think like that, no? But still, in one aspect, I am. I'm like one idiot, you know. But any idiot can also become happy. Dostoevsky. Okay, thank you so much.